Alrighty, let's get started here. Let me just make sure audio and everything's fine because I haven't done one of not I haven't done a non-gaming stream in a minute, so might take some time to get acclimated with everything. I hope I sound fine. Let me know if I sound fine if you're in chat. Let me make sure everything's good to go. Seems like audio and everything else is good. No issues on the audio front, which is also good. Alright, let's get started here then, shall we? No webcam today, but you know what? That's fine. That's fine. Didn't feel like setting all that up. Again, I don't have a webcam. I have to use my phone to basically make a pseudo webcam happen, if that makes sense. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in, Solid. Welcome in, Luca. How you guys doing today? Hope you're all well. Hope everybody else is well as well. But yeah, so this is something that I've been unable to fulfill for a while. For the longest time, really. Let me turn the music down. Let me turn it off completely, actually. Anyways, what I was gonna say is, more or less what I've been trying to do for the last 5-ish months is show you guys what the demos of Sparking Zero had that the final game doesn't. Unfortunately, a lot of personal obligations outside of social media came up, and I couldn't finish the video. In fact, we found something while I was working on the video that would require me to completely remake it because we had new information that kind of changed our perspective on everything. And so, instead of, causing any further delays, I sat down with my friend, just asked him, yo, what if I just streamed it instead? Because it's easier. I can just present everybody with the information. It's that way I don't really have to worry about editing or anything, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just nifty, not having to edit anything. I'm lazy. Plus, I don't really have time to sit down and edit. So yeah, this is how I'm gonna do it. Yeah, so why don't we just get started? Now, before we begin, I would just like to say we're all pretty familiar with how much of a train wreck Sparking Zero was at launch, right? We had all those glitches with Jaro, Android 19, Android 20. They were able to infinitely fly without having any key drainage or anything of the sort. A lot of exploits at launch as well, with especially how quickly stocks used to refill, right? Yajirobe at launch was a beast. He's still kind of crazy, but he's a little more tame compared to what he once was. In general, the game launched in a bit of a questionable state, especially with how long they made us wait. And so let's kind of go into some of the things that the older demos had that just somehow never made it to the final game. I'm not entirely sure why these changes weren't in the final game or why they opted to change everything, but for convenience sake, I'm gonna be calling these builds the June build or the Asian Media Company build because this demo build specifically, was only given to set Asian media companies to display around the time that all the content creators and YouTubers got to play. Now, I would like to preface that this demo and all its features do not coincide with the features of the demos that I played or any other YouTuber played around that time. And that'll become very evident very soon why that is. So, let's get right into it. Funny thing is, a lot of the features that are in this demo build were also in the gameplay showcase that we got back in March of last year, when they first showcased the gameplay completely, right? So let me kind of highlight one of those issues or those things, those differences, if that makes sense. Let me skip a little bit ahead. Now, the one most prominent feature that almost everybody everybody talks about, that just didn't make it in was I'd just like for you guys to take a look at the HUD, right? Look at how the health bars and the character icons look whenever somebody gets attacked. You guys see how the icons are flashing? And how the key bars are animated and also the health bars are animated? This is something that people have been pointing out since the game launched. For some reason, this just didn't make it into the final game. This is more so a visual change, so this isn't something I'm going to be highlighting for too long. I would like to preface again, this is something that we did find in the game's files. We found leftover remnants of this, but we weren't able to activate it again. Possibly because either A, they removed the code entirely so that we couldn't access it, or the implementation left in the files is incomplete. Which leads us to believe that a lot of these updates or these changes have something to do with the fact that they had to push the game out very soon because of Daima's release. So what they ended up likely doing was reverting to an older build that was more stable. And I'll expand on why we believe that they had to revert builds for this. So yes, HUD flashing, animated HUDs, that was a big thing that people wanted back that just didn't make it in. You also need to point out how they advertised complex movement later on. Yes, that's going to come later on in the stream. That's something that broke my heart really bad. And I think a lot of my friends that kind of I sat down to kind of discuss this stuff with also, they were very sad that the game didn't have all that stuff. So yes, animated HUD completely gone. We have remnants in the files. We can't get it to work again, unfortunately. So beyond that, you might notice that the camera is just a lot more stable for some reason. That the final game just doesn't have as stable of a camera. For some reason. I don't know why the camera is just way more stable here. It's ironic because the gameplay showcase didn't have this stable of a camera, but this did. Even though the demos are almost identical from the gameplay showcase. Now, I would also like to mention, we're not going to talk about super visual stuff because a lot of the visual elements of this game during these demo periods were incomplete, but the gameplay and in terms of the features that the gameplay brought about, they were just a lot more complex. Another thing, characters on Rocky Land used to stand on top of these rocks just like Goku and Vegeta did in the Saiyan Saga. And you might have noticed another thing in this specific case. Look at Gogeta. Gogeta Super Saiyan has a completely different intro. This isn't in the game. He has a different intro. I think this one looks better. The new one is technically more character accurate, but I think this one just looks better. It's a little better animated. Vegeta Mid's intro? Yeah, it's similar, right? But yeah. I'm guessing this one was changed just because of the giants. Giants can't spawn on top of the rocks. You know, you could make an argument that they could have just put the giants on the ground. I don't know. I really don't know how they would have handled it, to be honest, but... oh, is it straight up the same? It could be the same, yeah. I don't play Vegeta Mid personally. In terms of everything else, you might have noticed one more thing. Explosive Wave used to cost 1 bar. And 1 skill count, I mean. I think this is a fine change. I think it costing 2 in the final game is actually a good thing. And the reason I say that, in particular, is because when I was playing the demo at Anime Expo, one of my complaints was the fact that the people who had Explosive Wave, when they played as CPUs, they kept just doing it over and over. They spammed it because of how quickly the skill count regenerated. So I think I'm fine. I'm personally okay with it costing 2 in the final game. Do you think the demo sub would ever be re-implemented in the future updates? No clue if they're doing big updates anymore outside of DLC, like the November update. So that's kind of, my stance on that would be the only way they're going to do that is if you make a fuss about it. That's the only time something's worked. Every time we've spoken up about changes we want, that's when they've actually done stuff about it. Unfortunately, it does seem they only really do that around like super big content drops like DLCs. We got very lucky around November and December time. That's when they really started patching stuff. But it does feel like they're not going to drop big gameplay changes until they actually drop DLCs. So if you're going to talk about, if you want something in particular in the game, you might want to make a fuss about it on Twitter or make videos about it or, get people involved. Just talk about it. You have to make sure that Bandai knows what you want. Faster movement would be a blessing in this game. Offense feels so frustrating. Yes, absolutely. The game has become very passive, right? A lot of people are avoiding combat just because you can just zone the entire match. You can zone and actually just win. It's so frustrating. A show about punching each other and beating each other up has resorted into just cowardly just standing back and throwing ki blasts the entire time. That's not what Dragon Ball's about. That's not fun at all. And when you actually approach people, you just sidestep over and over and over and over and over just to get in the right position. That's not what Tenkaichi is about. So I hope movement gets addressed too, which is ironic because I'm going to be talking about movement in this stream as well. Have you seen the Daima DLC trailer? Yes. It looks fine. It looks fine. It's cool. It's yeah, there isn't really much more to say. I guess a lot of people were discussing how stiff the animations looked in the Daima teaser. No doubt I'm excited to play the Daima characters, especially Super Saiyan 4, right? I'm very excited to play Super Saiyan 4 Goku. But in general, I feel as though they gotta kind of lock in and start animating a little bit better, Ben. The animation quality isn't all the way there. You're paying like $17 a DLC pack, and that's the quality you get. That's a little frustrating, isn't it? That's personally my take on it. I know others might feel differently. I think it's fine. That's all I can really say. I think it's fine. I don't really have strong opinions on how the Daima stuff looks so far. We've only seen, 3 characters, rush attacks? Barely? So I can't really form a solid opinion on it yet until it comes out in a few weeks. I'm guessing it's going to come out in a few weeks because they said April, right? Sometime next month. But yeah. In terms of what were we talking about? Camera stability, yes. This game used to have a more stable camera at one point. And another thing to kind of note pretty soon here, you might notice, is that the combo speed was slower. Combos in this game were a lot slower. This game was built for slower combo speed. Now, around the Spocom demo, or aka the Boo Saga demo, is when they sped up the combo speed. But unfortunately, what we've kind of come to conclusions to at this point is that the faster combat speed is actually hurting the game more than helping it. It feels good in hand when you're punching people, right? But unfortunately, what ends up happening half the time, because of the faster speed, is it's not really calibrated to track the opponent. So oftentimes, your character will start punching the air instead. The combos will just suddenly drop. But the game was built with slower combat speed in mind. When you're punching, rush attacks were slower. Rush chains were slower. It tracked better. Let's go back to the sequence where they were punching each other again. Or I guess go ahead when they are punching each other. You see how he's locked onto Vegeta immediately? And he's not flying all over the place? When he short dashed into him? Or, I guess, approached him. Generally speaking in Sparking Zero, there's a good chance you'll start dropping the combo based on how you align with the opponent, but the alignment felt a lot better in the demos. And this was something that was actually the case in the... oh crap, what the heck? Chrome Tree again. Anyways, this was the case in the Anime Expo demo that I and Cherry tried. So, The slower combat speed in general, in my opinion, felt a little bit more coherent and more consistent. It felt more cohesive, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. It felt proper. That's what the game was built for. The slower rush attacks, the slower rush chains. God, I really missed the animated HUD. I really missed that. Again, ignore the outdated visuals. The visuals actually usually come very last in terms of game development, alongside, you know, polishing bugs and such. Also, he skipped the outro really quick. I'm guessing the outros could be skipped a little bit quicker. Now, another funny thing that I'm gonna skip ahead for, it's a really minor thing, honestly, but it's kind of funny that they had this before, but they don't now. Right here. Look at Broly's explosive wave for me, okay? Pay close attention to it. Anything feel different about that? Anything feel familiar about that? Super explosive wave type moves had you facing your opponent just like Tenkaichi 3. For some reason, this was changed in the final game to make it more cinematic. This is very minor. Again, I'm just pointing this out for fun. But in general, I feel like this helped visibility a little bit more. I feel like this fit better with gameplay. That's just my personal opinion, though. I can understand if they wanted to change that for visual differences, though. But now, the more depressing aspect of this, though, is A, he used to charge key slower. In my opinion, characters in general should charge key slower because people like to spam ultimate attacks a lot in this game. Beyond that, though, there is another big thing from Tenkaichi 3 that they just completely removed. Blast combos. They removed blast combos from Sparking Zero. This was once in the game. This is from Tenkaichi 3. Why was this removed? Seriously, like, look at it. Bro, look. It works exactly how it used to in Tenkaichi 3. Why? Why would you do that? Also, it just hit me that my chat was like outdated. It was like frozen, so I'm gonna reopen my chat really quick. I haven't been able to read up with what you guys have been saying. Hold on. Let me pause and read. This looks so slow. I don't like it. Yeah. So yeah. What I was gonna say is, yeah. Blast combos. Why? Why did they remove blast combos, man? I really gotta ask, whose executive decision was it to sit down and say, you know what? We're gonna remove one of the coolest things this game has to offer. One of the coolest things that the Tenkaichi games offered. Blast combos were so sick. And you know what's funny? We found remnants of blast combos in the game's files, but we can't enable them. Because they're incomplete implementations. Which even further kind of helps my case in point, which I was talking about earlier, where I do genuinely believe that they had to revert to an older, more stable build to push the game out. Someone on the dev team got clipped by the blast combo plus rush super. Man, I'm gonna be honest. Would y'all? Okay, let's take a quick vote. Okay, I actually am genuinely curious. Do you guys like the system now, where we are able to do our rush super in sparking mode, but then into an ultimate? Or would you rather take blast combos? Let's do a vote for that. Let me see if I can start a poll. Okay. Blast combos or super into ultimate? Me personally, I would take the blast combo any day because it doesn't interrupt the flow of gameplay, man. Oh, welcome in, Novi. How you doing, man? Nice to see you around. Want both? I would be cool with both too. But I feel like in general, with that in particular, it gets a little tricky, right? It does feel like something you would have one or the other for. To me, at least. I'm sorry to hear that, Kemi. Sorry to hear that. But yeah. Blast combos were something that I really, really loved in Tenkaichi 3 that I was really looking forward to in this game, and I was just shocked to see that it just didn't make it in. I remember around the demo times, people said, oh yeah, the game's gonna have blast combos, the game's gonna be amazing, this and that, and then the game came out. And it didn't have any of it. None of it. None of it all. Nothing. Everybody's just voting for blast combos. Everybody wants blast combos, man. Bandai! Please! Give us blast combos, man! Is the blast combo in the room with us right now? Yes. Yes, it's right here. It was in the room about 5 months ago. Actually, 9 months ago, my bad. Right there! It was right there! Please, man, please. It was so sick. Why did you remove this? Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now. I was talking to Cherry earlier, and I've been talking to Cherry on and off about this in particular, right? I was talking to Cherry and I said, "Yo, Cherry, is it just me, or did the demo we play at Anime Expo feel better than the final game?" And she said the same thing. She agreed with me. She said, yes, the Anime Expo demo actually felt better to play. Now, the Anime Expo demo didn't have blast combos, but it felt better. It felt way better. The demos actually genuinely felt better. I remember going home that day, and I was like, man, I can't. I actually launched BT3 after that, right? A couple days after I went to Anime Expo, I launched BT3 and I couldn't play it. Cherry and I both started playing, and we were just like, oh, dude, we can't play this anymore. Genuinely. Because we'd played Sparking Zero all day that day. That Anime Expo day that we went. And it was so good. Genuinely, man. That demo was fantastic. We genuinely could not stomach playing Tenkaichi 3 at that time. But now that the game's out, we refuse to touch Sparking Zero, and we only play Tenkaichi 3. It's crazy. And again, I'm not trying to hate. I want to see this game succeed. I love the Tenkaichi games. I love this game too, even with its issues. It's just hard for me to want to hop back on. There's nothing for me to do. The content's just not there. And B, the gameplay loop isn't fun enough to keep me engaged. Got upset and realized that Super Saiyan 2 doesn't have the double kit from BT3 because no more dash. Man, don't remind me. Don't remind me. But yeah, blast combos got gutted. Again, we found these in the files. We found implementations of them in the files, and we tried to activate them through mods. But we couldn't. Because again, it's incomplete. So, which really helps our theory that they had to revert to an older build for this game. A more stable build for this game. Now, another thing from Tenkaichi 3 that actually was in the Anime Expo demo, that didn't make it to the final game, that actually Makes me so sad. I can almost cry thinking about it. It's so depressing. Genuinely. Take a look at this, alright? Wall bounces. Sparking Zero used to have wall bounces. You know the wall bounces in Tenkaichi 3 that let you extend combos? Yeah, the game had that. It doesn't anymore. It doesn't. Let's take a look at that again, shall we? Would you like a better look at that? There's a better look at that. And it's even more depressing because there's a big indicator for it. Let me... It is in this fight from what I recall. I'll mention another thing in this fight. Okay. It's when Broly gets hit into the wall, I remember that. Very, very... You see how the wall cracks? That's telling you, hey, your opponent's stuck in the wall. Follow it up. Do something about it. This is gone. Wall bouncers are completely gone. They just recover now. They touch the wall. Oh, I'm okay. Yes, Novi. I actually mentioned that earlier. That the camera is actually more stable in this build. The red key bars turn red when you finish charging one of them. That's actually a great indicator. Yeah, the entire HUD was animated. Again, take a look at this. Piccolo's gonna knock him back into the wall. Look! It's a wall bounce! A wall crash / wall bounce. You can actually extend combos using that in Tenkaichi 2 and 3. It's gone. Why? Don't ask me. Ask somebody at Spike or Bandai. I didn't make the game. My last hope is that they make a quality of life update. Man, I've been asking for quality of life updates for the longest time. They did a couple, and they were amazing. But they're not enough for me to want to hop back on every day. You know what I'm saying? Welcome in, Stevo. How you doing, man? We're just all getting depressed about the fact that they removed wall bounces from Sparking Zero. Wall bounces. God, I miss these. Man. Another thing that I don't know if you guys noticed, but notice how Broly knocks Goku away, okay? You guys notice how the tiles are flying up when Goku gets knocked back? That's not in the game either. They removed that. Completely. It's not in the game anymore. Just, you can't do it. The tiles don't fly up anymore when you hit your opponent really hard. I'm telling you, bro. The demos were better. The demos were better than the final game. Not even in terms of visuals, right? The visuals were incomplete. The gameplay was better. They killed the game on purpose? I don't think they killed the game on purpose. I think Shueisha or somebody higher up said, okay, this is when Daima's coming out. Make sure the game releases at the same time. That's probably what happened. That's the default rock effect? No, it's actually tiles though, no? It's actual tiles that are flying up. Yeah, see? It's actual tiles, like broken chunks of tiles that actually fly up. Um, I'm not sure that's the reason why. I'm not sure how you say your name. Is it how? I'm not sure how you say your name. I don't think it's because they wanted to make the stages feel more immersive. I just think that they didn't have enough time to flesh the features out. Juan? Okay, Juan. So yeah, I don't think that's the reason necessarily why, Juan. Now, let me see in terms of the list of things that I've spotted in this demo. Oh, ooh, okay, all right. Oh boy, y'all ready for one of the ones that it breaks my heart so much that I could actually like sit down and cry about it? Now, what is one of the things that people hate the most about this game? In my eyes, it's super perception, right? I hate how easy it is to just break a combo without using any part of your brain. It requires zero skill. It's a one button input and you can just spam it. Right? And the whole slow motion effect just completely breaks the flow of gameplay, in my opinion. So many people hate that feature. People hate super perception. It's like super counter, but if you didn't know how to play the game. It's for those people. Now take a look at this. That was the speed of super perception. That's how fast it was. That was how fast super perception was. Let's run it back really quick, all right? And notice it costs 2 skill count instead of 1. 2! 2! Two skill count, man. Not 1. And it didn't break the flow of gameplay. It was just like a gotcha. Right back to it. Not a I'm gonna slow the entire game down because I pressed one button. It does not cost 2, Luca. It costs 1. That version of super perception costs 1. Do you think they'll ever bring the stuff back? I'm hoping this stream kind of makes them do that. I'm hoping this stream gets big enough at some point, whenever I turn it into a video, if I ever turn it into a video. I've had a lot of obligations outside of social media. That's why I haven't been making content very much, and I apologize for that. But I hope this stream helps get the word out that the game used to be better. This is what we want to see from the game. This is what makes the game viable to play. It's not because, ooh, you can't adjust to the game because you like Tenkaichi 3. No, shut up, man. It's because people can just do dumb shit like this and just win. That's why we made the document. Because a dumbass can just find out an exploit and just use that to win instead of practicing the game. That's frustrating, man. It's really frustrating. It really is. All these issues that I'm mentioning are not present in Tenkaichi 3. They're just not. I don't think the game's better because I'm like super nostalgic about it. I'm not nostalgic about it because I kept playing the game for years. How am I nostalgic for a game that I played almost every day? Man, That game I played yesterday, I remember it very fondly. That's not being nostalgic, man. But all I'm trying to say, man, is look, the template was there. They had a really solid vision of the game. It was right there. This is what could have been Sparking Zero. This is probably the best possible version of Sparking Zero minus like the bugs that this showcase has. And you know what's really funny? A lot of these features are in the gameplay showcase too. That I'll mention. I'll show you guys a little bit later. I'm hoping we get at least one of these demo things in the April patch, and once the DLC is out, they have nothing to focus on besides adding the stuff back in. I hope that's the case. I really do. But yeah, Super Perception was amazing. Let Rhyme know so you can reach out to Bandai. I haven't talked to Rhyme in a really long time. It feels kind of disingenuous to just hit him up and be like, hey, it's been a really long time. By the way, send this to Bandai. I don't know. If he catches wind of it and wants to send it, you know, he's welcome to, but I'm not going to hit him up just so he can send it. It's kind of mean. Think this stuff coming back with time, but hopefully your patience pays off. Yeah. Hope we get any sort of updates. It feels like Bandai's letting the game die with lack of content it's getting. I don't know, man. It's really tragic because I feel like Bandai themselves don't know what they want the game to be. It's a complicated issue because there are several things that were clearly rushed, but I feel like the devs were looking for faster combat experience than BT3, faster in sense of time and duration. That's fair, yeah. The games are supposed to last a little bit shorter, right? But completely destroying the combo scaling system isn't the right way to do that. Now, the reason I say that I don't think Bandai themselves know what they want to do with this game is because of the fact that A, they were like, oh, it's not going to be competitive in the sense that every character can go up toe-to-toe with each other, right? That's not what the Tenkaichi series is about. But then they throw a tournament for the game that's supposed to be competitive. They get all these players who start exploiting the game to win. On one hand, Bandai is saying, oh yeah, this game's not competitive. Second hand, they're throwing a tournament. Third of all, they start banning people who use character-specific exploits because the game's not supposed to be competitive? Make up your mind, man. On one hand, you're telling me this game's not supposed to be competitive. Then you throw a tournament where exploits are being used, and then you start banning people for using the exploits. But it's not a competitive game, so why do you care? Why even throw the tournament in the first place if it's not competitive? Are you hoping it's going to turn competitive? If you want to do that, you got to make a good game. You got to make a game that's feasible. You got to make a game that's viable for that. It's not. Sparking Zero is not built for competitive gameplay. Tenkaichi 3 could be argued for, because the mechanics were actually coherent. They worked together. They don't in this game. This game is not built for competitive gameplay. It just isn't. That's just how it is. The skill ceiling's very low. Extremely low. Everybody plays the same in this game. Punch, punch, lift, strike, charge a little bit, key blast. Punch, punch, lift, strike, charge a little bit, key blast. Zone a little bit. If you're UI Goku, triangle is your best friend. This is the game you're throwing tournaments for? I'm not hating, man. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to hate. That's just how it is. That's just Sparking Zero. You made the game. You're throwing tournaments. Don't back out and start banning people because they're playing the game the way you sold it to us. It doesn't make sense. That's why I stopped playing the game on stream too. It just isn't fun online. It's only fun with friends. And that's what the games were made for, to sit down on the couch with your friends, right? But if you want to transfer a game like Tenkaichi Online, you gotta start thinking about the mechanics. You gotta start thinking about some form of mechanical balancing if you don't want to balance characters. It just doesn't make sense. Someone put a sending key blast and Tenkaichi 2 move cancels. That would be my homie, my bestie. We were in the trenches together. The one and only Cherry Anims. She's in chat right now. We played the AX demo together. We also played the Spokon demo together. Dude, you remember when we started using perception instead of blocking in BT3? Bro, we're so cooked. We were trying to perception. That shit was so ass, man. But nah, every time we play BT3, every time we hop back on BT3, bro, we're just like, wow, we're actually enjoying this. This is crazy. This is insane. But beyond that, yeah. It's so sad. Because I remember distinctly, Cherry and I absolutely loved Sparking Zero when we played it at Anime Expo. But Cherry can confirm this. She's in chat right now. When we played the game again at Spocom, when we played the Boo Saga demo, after like an hour of playing, I legitimately told Cherry, I legitimately can't do this anymore. I got up and just walked away for like an hour. I couldn't play it. I genuinely couldn't. Bro was glazed. Nah, bro, don't lie. Don't lie. Do not lie. Okay, you lied. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. But yeah. In general, and I had to like get up and just like walk away for an hour. I couldn't play it. The Boo Saga demo is where the downfall really began, in my opinion. I don't know why. I don't know what they did. I guess some of the mechanical changes just didn't feel right after the Anime Expo demo. The Anime Expo demo felt fantastic. Amazing. Beautiful. Listen, if anybody here knows anybody at Bandai and can get me to play one of those older demos, or even the demo that I'm showing right here, please let me do that. I want to confirm I'm not just talking out my ass. I'll tell my little brother. All right, you do that. You do that. But yeah. Now, one of the biggest things that almost every single Tenkaichi player has complained about is the movement. I'm gonna keep it a buck. The movement in Sparking Zero kind of sucks. Right now, it really is just stiff. It's very guardrailed. It doesn't want you to have any freedom. You can't move how you want. You can move how Bandai wants you to move. Kaiser, I already complained about the HUD like an hour ago. I already complained about it. You don't gotta worry about it, man. The dash feature more, yeah. But yeah. Talking about movement. Let me show you something that'll give you even more depression. It's so incredibly disheartening. I just hope that with this delay of DLCs, they're putting these things in. I think that these announcements of ranked PvP matches becoming seasonal is an excellent start. Yes, absolutely. Again, I love Sparking Zero. I have the perfect way to describe my relationship with this game, okay? And I'll tell you what that sentence is. I love this game, but it's not great. I love this shit ass game. That's the best way I can describe my relationship. There is no reason for me to go back to this game because I've 100%ed it. I have every single achievement. I've done everything the game has to offer. But I have no reason to go back. But I love it. Even with its mechanical issues, even with its lack of content. It's a love-hate relationship, perfectly described by Pat. I love this shit-ass game, man. Short dash could be cool if you didn't move so damn slow at close range. True. True. It's a Resident Evil 6 relationship. I never played Resident Evil 6, I'm afraid. I'm still at 1. I haven't gotten through 1 yet. Spark... It's the Resident Evil 6 of Tenkaichi. Okay, at least it's better than Tenkaichi. I'm not gonna sit here and act like it's not better than Tenkaichi 1. It's still better than Tenkaichi 1, okay? I'm not gonna act like it's a total dookie ass game. It's a good game, okay? It serves its purpose. It does what it needs to do. But it's not a $70 game. I do not think. I genuinely think it's not a $70 game. RE6 has that exact problem of having too much but too little. I think what the issue is feature creep. This game suffers from it immensely. They changed so much and they added so much to this game that nothing really feels refined. Worst thing is PvP doesn't offer you anything. And the strangest thing is that there are skins in the game files like Gohan with a Bojack movie outfit. Why isn't that in the game? Yes. 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 Absolutely. 100%. Another thing I'd like to kind of mention, right? I'm not crazy when I say this. Weren't they hyping up customization? Wasn't Bandai glazing the hell out of the customization system? Only for it to be viable for like 10 characters in the game? And they were like, oh yes, you can swap skills out. For what, 2 characters? 2 characters. One of them is through DLC. You're telling me, you're gonna advertise me how amazing this game's customization is. You're telling me I can swap movesets out. You're telling me I can swap skills. And then only do that for 2 characters. And then I go in the game files and I find Ultra Instinct Goku saying, Dragon Fist! But I can't do that in the game? Why? I paid $300 for this game. Cause I'm a Tenkaichi shill. Okay? I played all the games. Every single one. Growing up, that was my introduction to Dragon Ball. Yes, Kaiser, there's a voice line of UI Goku saying Dragon Fist and Kaioken. I paid $300 for the collector's edition of the game. And I can't even swap Ultra Instinct Goku's ultimate with Dragon Fist? There's also a voice line of Super Saiyan 4 Goku saying, Kaioken! But I can't do it in the game? Why? Isn't there one for Spirit Bomb too? I'm pretty sure there's a Spirit Bomb one as well. Which leads me to believe they were planning to probably have a proper Raging Blast style customization system for skills. But they just don't have it. They just don't. Why? You're hyping up this one feature so much, but then it comes out and there's like 5 characters who can actually do stuff. I feel robbed, bro. Can I show it? Let me see. Cherry, do you have it on hand? Does anybody have it on hand? I'm pretty sure Janemba 6000, is that his name? I think that's his name, right? I think he posted about it. Goku versus Superman type beat. That's crazy. Death battle, head ass. Hold on, let me see. What's it called? Janemba 8000, that's his name. Okay, hold on. Okay, here it is. Okay. I'll try and sing.
And it's with the fact that Super Saiyan Rose with me.
Yep. See? It was a thing. They have voiceovers for it that are just in the files. They have one for Dragon Fist as well. Imagine a silver fucking dragon.
Kaioken! Dragon Fist explode! Kamehameha times 10! Times 10! Kamehameha! See?
Silver Dragon Fist? Yeah, I know. Oh, there it is, yeah.
Dragon Fist!
See? See? It's there! That really does genuinely make me think they were going to have a more expansive customization system. These were just in the files. Just straight up. Why? Bandai! Bandai! What are you doing? I love you, but what are you doing? You gotta lock in. Super Dragon Ball Heroes, yes. I would love Dragon Ball Heroes content in this game. How have they not still implemented Gohan Black? Bro! Nah, bro. Gohan Black. Bro, it's been half a year. The game's been out for half a year. Where's Gohan Black? Let me play as Gohan Black, please. Please. Swear to God, I've had to miss a lot. Need a brief summary. Okay. So far, we have the lack of wall bounces in this game. This game used to have wall bounces. This game used to have blast combos, but it doesn't anymore. More destruction options for the World Tournament stage. Different intro locations for the Rocky Land. Gogeta Super Saiyan had a different intro entirely. What else? Super Perception was actually a good move and not annoying as hell. And I think there's a couple other stuff. Oh yeah, Super Explosive Wave was more like Tenkaichi 3. It's different now. Gohan Black should have been the pre-order character. I think he should have been, you know, I haven't finished Bleach the Bleach game yet. I'm gonna be streaming it more, but the Bleach game, there is an unlockable character. Oh yeah, slower combat, slightly slower combat speed for rush attacks and such. What was I saying? Yeah, Gohan Black should have been an unlockable for completing the entire story mode, 100%ing it, just like Bleach. Bleach has an unlockable character. I think it's a more powered up version of Ichigo or something. My friend told me Gohan Black has Goku Black's taunt lines. Does he? What does he say? Like, "You're nothing more than an appetizer," or something like that. I can believe him saying that. I don't know what Goku Black's taunts are anymore. God, Gohan Black sounds so sick though. Cause I know when people modded him into a transformable character, he goes like, "Miracles can happen." God, he sounds so sick. Did you enjoy Bleach? The little bit of Bleach I've played, story mode wise, fantastic. I love the cast. Very good story. And I'm gonna be watching the show when I finish the game. 100%. And I really like the game too. Yesterday was my birthday, and I had some people over. And out of all the games we played Bleach the most. We played for 4 hours straight. We all really loved it. And 2 of us didn't even know anything about Bleach. Myself included. The game's really good. I've heard the online has really bad issues though, so I hope they fix those. But I haven't played online with like randoms, only with friends. Oh, thanks, Vive. The only person that has a changed moveset is Power Pole Goku Super and Outfit 5 Android 18, and it's not even a complete change, just a Blast 2 swap. Yeah. It sucks, man. It really does. Ichigo is completely busted in one shot. Yeah, I can imagine that. I've heard it's a really powerful form. But yes. Now, everything I've mentioned so far is not even the worst part about the old demos. Sparking Zero, just like the old Tenkaichi games, used to have what I like to say, schmovement. Now, if you don't know what schmovement is, allow me to demonstrate. Thank you, Novi. I appreciate it, man. Thank you for the wishes. Thank you, Aries. Let me pull it up real quick. If Twitter is gonna load. Okay, there we go. Okay, I think Twitter's like dying right now, low-key, so it might take some time. I apologize. Tweaking. Every other day, I swear, this website's like dying. Where is it? It must be here somewhere. Oh god, I think Twitter's actually like dying. Did you get me a goodie bag for your birthday? Why would I get you a goodie bag? Shouldn't you get me a goodie bag? Recommendation: don't watch Bleach anime, read the manga. The Bleach anime basically murdered the author's material. Tite Kubo himself has already shown his dissatisfaction with what they did. Twitter's dying, that's a good thing. Agreed? Absolutely agreed. 100%. But yeah, I apologize for the delay. It's taken its sweet ass time, the slow ass website. Come on, it can't be that far down. Anyways, how are you guys been? How have you guys been lately? I haven't been making content very much at all lately, have I? I've been playing Bleach here and there, but that's about it. Sparking Zero's given me no reason to make videos, I'm afraid. Alright. This is my tweet titled Schmovement. Let's find out what Schmovement is in Tenkaichi. Sparking Zero Hatch movement. Let me show you what I mean by that. Movement! Let's run it back. Movement! Short dashes could be chained into one another before. And this is not even the best example in this video of this. You can't do this anymore, by the way. Let me run it back one more time. The thing that Tenkaichi was known for by the competitive players used to be in Sparking Zero, but they took it out. They took the movement away. This is so sad. This one, legitimately, you can ask my friend Just Solid. The first time he showed me this, I was sad for like a week. Straight. Like, I was so sad that I tried modding it back in. To varying degrees of success. Not completely. Not completely. Varying degrees of success. Hey, welcome in, Dr. Love. Are you the Dr. Love I'm thinking of? Shit, let me see. Oh, you are! What's up, man? What's up, bro? Nah, but gutting the movement was crazy work. The fact that you could change short dashes into each other before. But you can't anymore. That is so depressing to me. And let me show you one thing. Okay? Let me see if I have it timestamped really quick. Okay. Alright, I don't have it timestamped, but I will be able to, I believe, kind of find the general area of how this can be used in a more proper gameplay setting. Because it was around this part when Gohan comes in. Ah, Super Perception, my beloved. You used to be so good. They gutted you too. Oh, the animated HUD too, man. Used to be so good. You see how quickly they were able to move past each other? Gohan borderline flanked him. If you know anything about the Tenkaichi games, you know that the flank was the most convenient tool that you had to get behind your opponent. You could do that in Sparking Zero before, but you can't anymore. How much stuff did they cut from this game? All the good shit, it's out. All the good gameplay shit is just out. Genuinely. They took all the fun away. Do we know if the cooldown between taunts transformations was always a thing? In Tenkaichi 3 it wasn't, but in Sparking Zero I believe it always has been a thing, yeah. Now look, he flanked at 17, but then 17 moved out of the way. You could chain short dashes before, man. Why did they remove this? There's an even better example that I'm pretty sure comes up a little bit later. Bro, nah, bro, he's flexing. Imagine being able to do all that with your character. Now look, bro, this fucker 17 just flanked Gohan. You could flank. You could flank at Sparking Zero, but they removed it. Why? Why would you do this? This was good. Alignment mattered in this game. It doesn't anymore. It's just sidesteps now. I don't want to fucking sidestep like 30 times in a row. I want to short dash chain into people, man. Please. Let me chain short dashes again. Please. Genuinely. Genuinely. That would make the game so much more fun. This was like the worst thing for me. The lack of movement options in this game is abysmal. And there's another example that shows this even more. If I can find it. I believe it's one of the Namek fights where Piccolo is there, I believe. Pretty sure. Let me see if I can find it really quick. Or is it this one? It's either Namek or Islands. One of the two. I probably should have had this timestamped before coming. Oh, okay, there it is, there it is, there it is. How would you rank SC with all this stuff with the BT series? If all of this was in, easily either on par with BT3 or like right below it. Imagine an extra year of dev time. I've been asking for it since the beginning, but people like jumped on me for Twitter for saying that. Nah, look at Piccolo short dash chaining, man. Alignment would have mattered so much more if this was still in. You know how much RNG it is with side steps now? I'm pretty sure Piccolo, when he goes in the water, he starts like short dash chaining like crazy. I miss everything. Nah, bro! Okay, I'll admit the camera kind of freaked out there. So if they did bring it back, they'd probably have to adjust that, but... Bro! Movement! They took my movement! The one thing I loved in Tenkaichi 3... Nah, let's go back to this. You could do something similar to this before. Maybe not the key poking, but... The fact that you could, like, shmove? Why the fuck did you take that away from me? Why? You know how much of a, like, zoning game this has become? People just wait for you to approach so they can super perception you. People just throw key blasts at you the entire match now. That's not fun. That's not Dragon Ball. The game about punching should not be about staying back 30,000 feet and just throwing key blasts at you. That's not fun. That's not what Dragon Ball is about. If they had next year, they could have gave us maps at least. Yes. Content too, bro. It's funnier when you realize BT2 even had even better movement. Man. Come on, man. Now I'm just getting sad. Like, genuinely. Again, I'm not trying to hate on Sparking Zero. It used to be good. This is the Sparking Zero I want to play. Not the shit we have now. I do like the game we have now, but it's not this Sparking Zero. It ain't my short dash chain, super counters not being an issue, super perception not being a dumbass move, Sparking Zero. That's what I want. Nah, bro, the short dash chain, bro, please let me move. Do that shit again. Nah, bro, let me move like this. Let me move like this. That's all I ask, Bandai. Beerus' planet not being day one despite Super taking place 60% of the time there is insane. Yes. You guys want to see something really, really ironic? I'm going to show you something really, really ironic. It's so funny. I'm going to have to like scroll back and look for it really quick, so give me a moment. Let's see, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Oh boy. So about 5 years ago, those of you who know, I'm a 3D artist, animator. On my free time, I do this stuff for fun. 5 years ago, I made a video called "What if Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3 was made in 2019?" And two of the things that I had predicted for a Tenkaichi sequel didn't make it in. I think you can already tell what one of them is. It's the glacier stage. It's the glacier stage.
I've grown a little bit stronger since last time. Okay, no holding back.
And the alt colors. We didn't get alt colors. We did not get alt colors. Neither did we get the glacier stage. This was my prediction for a new Tenkaichi in 2019. 2019. Neither of these things made it into the goddamn game. Neither. Both were in Tenkaichi 3. Both were in Tenkaichi 2. Albeit the glacier was a different type of glacier, but it was a glacier. You know, for a game that looks exactly like DBS Broly, there isn't a lot of DBS Broly content for it. No story mode. By the way, they hyped up the UI Goku versus DBS Broly matchup. They made a statue about it. It's in the intro. It's in the goddamn game cover. Where's the DBS Broly story mode? Where is it? Where's UI Goku versus Broly in the story mode? No, genuinely, where is it? You know what? That is true, Vive. That does take a long time, doesn't it? Some of the intros, like Jiren's 15-second walk animation, gets a little overwhelming sometimes. But yes, the two things I predicted for a new Tenkaichi game, neither made in, which is really ironic to me. But it's also like really funny at the same time. It's just so ironic. And you know how people always complained about how Sparking Zero's like skill count buildup is crazy fast, especially when you're getting attacked from behind? Funny thing is, when you were getting attacked from behind in Sparking Zero, it didn't build up any meter for you. Or any additional meter, like it does now. You'll notice this entire time the speed of the skill count for Vegeta has been consistent. It hasn't been faster just because he was getting hit. Let me go back. Even when he's getting attacked from behind, he's not recovering it faster. So skills couldn't be abused before. And this is just the stuff we've seen from the demo. I didn't get to play it. I could probably find more stuff if I played it. Having all this laid in front of me really emphasizes how much SE lacks. Didn't they say they spent 5 years developing it too? What happened? Man, I don't know. To be fair, Jun Fartani corrected it and said it's about 4 years afterwards, but my guess is around March, when they did the gameplay showcase. Funny thing is, let me show you. Can't speak. Let me show you guys one thing that really made me sad. And I would low-key say it's false advertisement, but again, they did say footage shown is under development. Let me show you guys one thing. You know how I talked about movement and short dash chaining? Look at Goku's ki drainage, okay? I don't know if you guys can you guys see my cursor? Let me make sure you guys can actually see my cursor. Okay, you guys can see my cursor, right? Let me just know in chat if you can. Because I can't tell in OBS. OBS is kind of weird.
I won't be losing this one.
Yes, okay, good. Alright, now pay close attention to it. You see how it drained the short dash key blast or key stock twice? Let me slow it down. Playback speed like 0.5. Okay, let me turn that down, otherwise it's gonna annoy me. Pay close attention. So one again. But then it did twice. Right there. When he was in the middle of a short dash. One, and then one again. See how it did it twice? This gameplay showcase has almost the exact gameplay features of this demo that came out a couple months after. Albeit this was a more complete version of this. And another thing I'd like to point out. When we get around to, well, one thing I'm kind of glad they did change is the fact that impact frames don't happen every 2 seconds. I'm happy that's gone. Otherwise, that's gonna hurt my eyes if I look at it for too long. In my opinion, that's just me though. But when he goes blue, in particular, I think that's when I noticed it. When he starts short dashing, it gets kind of crazy. I don't remember exact timestamps. Right around here-ish, I believe. I hope I'm right. Right there, yeah. You guys see how much more control the player has over the short dash movement? Like, the intricate movements that happen. It's gonna be hard to really see on footage. You really have to play it to feel it. But take a look at when he short dashes. So he goes front, but then he's able to move to the right after, like, right between the short dash and when it ends. Then he short dashes here, but then he can kind of go to the left. Then he goes to the left, and all the way to the left. That kind of movement freedom is just not in the game. You can't do that in this game. You can't do that in Sparking Zero. Not in the final build anyway. The short dashes actually allowed you to move a little bit. It wasn't guardrailed. And I'll tell you why that is. So, there are two values for the short dash in the game. And I'm not talking about the game itself. I'm talking about the game files. The way they handle short dashes is through two values. There's a cooldown for a short dash, and also a timer for the short dash. One controls the length of the short dash itself, and the other kind of controls how long the cooldown is for the short dash. Right? What the gameplay showcase is showing us is a shorter short dash that keeps the momentum going for the short dash. And with that momentum, you're able to move a little more freely. That is also what allows you to chain one short dash into each other. And we were able to replicate that pretty well through mods. Third one where the short dashes stop momentum completely when inside the step-in barrier. Yes. So I guess one of the reasons they kind of reverted this was because short dashes ended so quick. It was harder to hit the smash attacks for them. But I'm willing to sacrifice more windows for smash attacks if I can move more freely. That's just me, though. I made a tweet about how skill points gain so fast, that shit is so fast, taking back hits, recovery, comeback system. Yeah, no, none of that was in this game before, in the demo builds. They took a really good formula and then beat the shit out of it in a back alley. And now it's all like fucked up. This game used to be really good, man. And I genuinely think if we speak up about this, if you guys are open to sharing this stream, you know, making it known all these things that were in the demo builds that aren't in the game anymore, they would take note of it 100%. Now, in terms of gameplay content, I want to ask you guys one thing. How would you guys feel about a system that's similar to modern games where they have like a battle pass type deal, but a more self-contained one without microtransactions? Where you have something to constantly work towards something, right? If you reach a certain level of the battle pass, you unlock costumes, you can unlock skills, you can unlock characters. You would pay for a battle pass? I don't want to pay for a battle pass. I don't know how they would handle a free battle pass, but I feel like if they introduce something like that, that would continue, that would keep people coming back, right? That would allow you to have something to always work toward. More costumes, more skills. Hell, they could do auras. Let me put a red aura on Goku Black. Let me put a scouter on, I don't know, Zamasu. Emotes. Recolors. You know what I'm saying? You hit Z rank, you get a gold skin for Goku. You know, shit like that sounds like something that should already be in the game, but it's not. Give me costumes, man. Tenkaichi 3. Tenkaichi 2 had more costumes than Sparking Zero does. It's embarrassing. $70 game. 2024 game, sorry. Could have been 2025 if they locked in. And you know what the most ironic part of all of this is? If they released Sparking Zero after Daima, people would have been way more hyped for Sparking Zero. Most people didn't care about Daima until the last 3 episodes, because Super Saiyan 4 showed up. I hope that's what the new rank system is. Me too. I really do hope that's the case, yeah. Give me reasons to play ranked. Except for just a big PNG that says Z. A PNG isn't enough. I want to be able to show it off in gameplay. Let me put like a golden skin on Goku or something. Bro, give me the 5'9" jacket for Goku. Give me the bad man outfit for Vegeta. You know what I'm saying? Like, the student outfit for Gohan. I cared about Daima from the get-go. I liked it. I liked it too. I was one of the few people who actually watched it from beginning to end. As it was airing. But most people didn't. That's the thing. They genuinely should have released this game this year. It would have been a better game. And people would have more reason to go back to it. Because it would have been more polished. I really... Again, if anybody at Bandai can allow me to play this old demo, I would love for that opportunity. I really want to play this demo and see how different it truly is. Because in my eyes, just looking at this looks like a better game. Way better. This looks like a way better game to me. Again, visuals are incomplete, but as a game, in terms of gameplay mechanics, this looks way more coherent to me. This looks like the Tenkaichi I grew up with. Spike Chunsoft? Well, clearly Spike Chunsoft had a really good vision for the game. Because they were showcasing these demos. A lot. In Thailand, where this game released in 2025 and Mini Goku released with went up to Super Saiyan 4, this is true, yes. That would be pretty good. But yeah. I don't know, man. Another thing, y'all know the whole shit show with androids 19 and 20 in the tournament where they kept infinitely flying up and down without key draining? You know that shit? That everybody and their mother was clowning on Sparking Zero for? That basic ass thing that they should have had fixed before that game came out? Let me show y'all something that's gonna make you sad again. If it's in this showcase, I hope it's in this showcase. If it's not, I'm gonna have to look for it. Well, borderline is, it wasn't an issue before. In the demos, nobody had infinite dragon dashing capabilities. I hope I can find it though, so I can like show it. Do they show any Jiro gameplay here? I don't think they do. City in Ruins. I remember there being a City in Ruins fight. I guess, okay, I'll look for it really quick. Give me a sec. Dragon Ball Sparking Zero demo gameplay. It wasn't this video, it wasn't this video. Could it be this video? Potentially, maybe. I hope. No, it's not this video either. That's the YouTuber build. I need a Japanese or Korean build. AKA the Asian Media Company build, as I like to call it. Or the June build, since that's around the time we saw it. Well, either way, since I can't find it, I'll just tell you guys now. Dragon dashing wasn't infinite for androids 19 and 20 before. All right. I genuinely hope that they fix these issues. And you know, I got to show you guys something funny, okay? A long time ago, I was accused by a YouTuber, another YouTuber, that I was clickbaiting or something, aura farming, no, engagement farming, my bad, for saying that the Sparking Zero build looked better than the ones that the other YouTubers had played. And I was right. I was completely right. Let me see if... Nah, Twitter is tweaking, man. Okay, there we go. This is the tweet I posted. I said that the camera looked more stable, and this is the same build that I'm talking about here. All these short dash chains, all these super perception differences were present in this exact build. I said, I have great news at Team Sparking Zero demo, that the Sparking Zero demo from Summer Game Fest was based on an outdated build. Most of these issues we saw were fixed in a Japanese demo. You can see that the camera is a lot better, and glitches regarding giants are minimal. And a YouTuber, I won't say who, said I was engagement baiting. I wasn't. I was right. 1,000%. 1,000,000%. This build had a more intuitive gameplay loop. This build had better movement. This build had a more stable camera. This build had less glitches, albeit it still had a lot of glitches. And this YouTuber went on like a week straight binge of gameplay footage from Japan and Korea just to prove me wrong, only to prove me right in the end. Again, I'm not gonna say who, but yes, again, there's your proof. None of this was in the other demos. Except for the slower combat speed. The slower combat speed was in the older demos. and wall bounces. Those were in the older demos. I don't think Bandai still has that, technically speaking. They can just release a port. I really would like a collection of the old Tenkaichi games. Just like packaged. They don't have to do any like crazy upscales or anything. Just give me Tenkaichi 3, just easily playable, please. Do it like how Capcom does their like re-releases for old games. You know what I'm saying? You can play with your friend, connect with them online, and just play split screen. Let me do that. That'd be sick. Why not? Collection's all I expected. I would like a collection. I really would. But yes. A more small thing is that wall boundaries, like in Tenkaichi 3, were visible in the older Sparking Zero build. In the Asian media build. We're just going to call this the Asian media build because it's only in Korean and Japanese from what I've seen. I think maybe one French outlet did get some footage, but it was all it was mostly Korean and Japanese media companies that provided footage from this build. Let me see if I can find some footage of people going closer to the wall boundary. Maybe in the World Tournament fight we can find it. Was it this one? Yeah. Okay, maybe not this build. Okay, my friend, what I'm trying to say is my friend found a feature in the game that's just unused that lets you see the wall boundary when you get too close to it. And it's just turned off for some reason. Another thing that we found in the files that just didn't make it to the final game was the ready set feature before every match begins. You know how Tenkaichi 3, when you started every match, the announcer would go, "Ready, fight!" There are some files in the game that indicate that the game was supposed to have them. There aren't any graphics or implementations for it, but the files do indicate that was going to be a thing. The debuffs for Frost and Deborah, God, don't remind me. Cherry found a poison debuff that the game was going to have and was going to use for characters like Frost or Deborah. But they just didn't. My mic got disconnected. Are we back? I think we're back, right? Okay, we're back. The poison debuff was going to be used for Frost and Deborah, but it was unused. It's just not used anymore. In the final game, it's just not a thing. It wasn't in the demo build. It's in the files. What do you think we're going to get after Sparking Zero? Well, petrification. Oh, okay. Yeah. Frost had poison and then Deborah had petrification. All this unused stuff, has it all been reported to TCRF? No. But we can probably do that. Dende, do we want to talk about that one thing, the big thing? Yet? Or do we wait? I feel like we should wait for that one. Because that one I don't want to speak on right now in case I get in trouble. That's something you're gonna have to find. Okay, I'm not gonna speak on that big thing yet. If you have the game, go in the files and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a really big thing that could shape how this game's gonna turn out in the future. Project Multi. Yes, Project Multi is the thing that's coming out after Sparking. I'm honestly extremely excited for it. I love that game to death. I played it for a week straight with my friends. We would hop on for hours every single day, and we loved it. And it's supposed to come out this year. That's what they said. But that's just a glimpse into some of the stuff we saw in the game files. that really just tell us, okay, yeah, this game was supposed to be a lot more than it turned out to be. This game was supposed to be so much bigger, so much more complete, so much more cohesive in terms of not only content, but also gameplay. But likely what happened was they got told, hello, Bandai, we're releasing Daima in October. You better release that big-ass fucking game in October too. That's probably what happened. And so they like scrambled to find the most stable version of the game, reverted all the stuff back to that old build, took out all the nice features like blast combos, animated HUD, wall bounces, good super perception, good movement, all this good stuff, and added shitty tracking and really, really fast combos. And of course, updated visuals, because that usually comes last. They need to use this time to add these things back and maybe even refine them. Yes. In regards to stuff in the game files, that is something it is implied to be done in the future, or like, yes. The reason I say I'm not going to talk about it yet is because they've kind of given hints that they're working toward it. All I'm going to say is the notification system exists now. That is probably going to be tied in with the thing I'm talking about. And I'm not going to talk about it because I could get in trouble for it. Because it's something you can only find if you go deep in the game files. That is the only hint I can give. Not because I'm trying to like gatekeep anything, but genuinely I could get in trouble if I speak on it. Because it's not something that's supposed to be known. They simply had to cut content and roll it back to a build that just works enough for release. That's my theory. That's my theory. That's a lot of our theories. Okay, I'll tell you exactly why that's my theory, okay? The things we've mentioned in this stream that just happen to be in the game files but can't be reactivated are blast combos. We can't re-implement it because it's incomplete. We have incomplete implementations for it. We have the animated HUD. We have textures for the animated HUD. But we can't activate it again because the animation's either incomplete or it just doesn't exist in the files. Wall bounces. We can't activate it because it's incomplete. All these things are in the files, but we can't activate them. Either because they're incomplete or they scramble to inadvertently, intentionally just take it out so that people couldn't find it. But then again, we found that one big thing in the files that I'm talking about. But they didn't take that out. But they remembered to take out blast combos? That doesn't make any sense. Yes, it's concrete stuff in the files. I can show you some of the stuff we found. Not any of the big stuff, but... Let me do this really quick. So I'm gonna send you a DM, Dende. Ignore it. Ignore that it's anything major, okay? It's nothing major. Let me show you this. Give me one moment. This blueprint is called BP OBJ HP gauge player 1. So this file controls player 1's HP gauge. Okay. Now, if you go into the SS gauge section of it, there's a setting called, there's a feature called, or thing, I don't know what it's called exactly, display gauge settings. And you can turn on an effect. We tried activating this effect, but it doesn't do anything. And we also found sprites for the actual HP effects. let me show you guys the textures we found. If I still have those in file. There we are. Okay, yeah, we still got those. Okay. Let me pull this up. We found the actual, like, attack animation effects in the files. So you see that, like, twinkle on Satan's health bar? That's that star right there. So we found leftover stuff that we just cannot activate because it's either incomplete or intentionally taken out. But we genuinely believe it's more likely that it's incomplete than being taken out. Because we also found stuff for blast combos that we just cannot activate. So, yes. All I can say is that there's stuff in this game that should be a thing, but it just isn't. Everything that I've shown you guys in the demo today, that's how the game should be, in my opinion. That's just me, though. I know a lot of other people that I've showed this to want the game to be like this as well. And I think the game would be better off with all of this. I don't know why these were taken out. My best guess is just the fact that they didn't have enough time to finish everything. So they had to scramble to the last stable build of the game. Like, come on. You see those individual broken tiles. You can't do that in Sparking Zero, man. That's such a basic thing. That was in the game. Why did you take that out? Why? I don't understand it. I genuinely just don't. Y'all should put this all in a doc or video or something. They need to see this. Maybe. But this stream is probably going to get turned into a video. I'm not going to guarantee it. I'm just going to say it might. It most likely will. And yeah, no, this game was just supposed to be so much more than what it turned it out to just be. It's just isn't as good as it could have been. I would like to reiterate my relationship with this game. I love this shit-ass game, and I want it to be better. Okay? I want it to be better. I want it to be like this. This is the Sparking Zero I came in for. This is the Sparking Zero I wanted after I saw the demo gameplay. This is the Sparking Zero I was hyped for. Not what we got. Let me show you all the short dash chains again. That shit breaks my heart so much. I could cry. I'm not gonna do a video essay. I really don't have the capability to do that right now. Because school. Funny thing is I have class in an hour, so I'm probably gonna be ending stream pretty soon here, so yes. Video essay was the initial plan. That was what I was working on, but a lot of personal obligations came up outside of content creation, so I couldn't really make it happen, unfortunately. So I decided, hey, screw it. After months of working on this video, I'm just going to stream all the information instead. More convenient that way, and I get to kind of bounce ideas off you guys too, so it's more fun that way. Do you think these things could be added to the game? I hope so, man. I really do. I really want them to be added. But we got to talk about it, right? If we don't talk about it, they're not going to be added. Watch it regardless. Thank you for this breakdown stream. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Thank you for the support. But yeah. I don't know, man. I really don't... I really don't know how to feel about all this. Especially having played the game for hundreds of hours. Knowing I could have played something better. If we just had one more year for game development for this, it just breaks my heart. And it breaks my heart even more knowing that the game felt better at Anime Expo than it does now. And the Anime Expo demo wasn't even as good as this. We gotta ban the Sparking Zero Twitter community together. Oh, man, I'm sorry. I fucking hate the Sparking Zero Twitter community. God damn, such like toxic people. So toxic. So toxic. There are some really nice people in there. I really like a lot of them. A lot of the content creators. Oh yeah, I gotta mention, all the content creators fucking hate the game. They're not gonna say it out loud, okay? They fucking despise this game with a passion. They're not gonna say it out loud because they don't want to be attacked. They hate it. They really hate it. Everybody I've talked to that makes videos on the game, they don't like making videos on the game. They just do it because they have to. There's nothing to do. The least Bandai can do is give us content. Hawk's the only one who's very clear about it? Yeah. Hawk's the only one who's vocalized how much he hates the game. If you say Sparking Zero is bad, you get jumped. Okay, guys, don't jump me, but I have a strong opinion for once. I never really do, but I have one for once. Okay? After playing Bleach Rebirth of Souls, I genuinely think Bleach Rebirth of Souls is better. But I'm not biased because I've never watched Bleach, okay? And I think Tenkaichi 3 is better than both games. I genuinely think Tenkaichi 3 is still better. That's not insane to say, sadly. It isn't. It shouldn't be. It's just a better made game. All around, it just is. The animation's amazing. The visual quality is fantastic. The game's actually fun. I played for 4 hours straight. I've never watched Bleach in my life, okay? I played for 4 hours yesterday with my friends. Just because the game's really that fun. Fail? It didn't fail. It sold 5 million copies in a month. It did not fail. Far from it. It did everything that it needed to do. They just didn't think about the game long term. They did everything to make it succeed short term. And it succeeded short term. It's not going to succeed long term unless they lock in. $3 million copies at launch. Okay? It's not a failure of a game. No matter what anybody fucking says, this game is probably the most successful an anime game's ever gonna be. Okay? Short term, not long term. Long term would probably go to either Storm 4 or Dragon Ball FighterZ. And let me preface one thing for you guys. Dragon Ball FighterZ released one character every 4 or 5 months. And nobody ever complained about, ooh, this game doesn't have content. This game doesn't have this game doesn't have that. You know why? Because that game had a good fucking gameplay loop. They released 11 characters, well, really 5, but if you count the transformations, it's 11. Sparking Zero DLC didn't last a week. They've done absolutely nothing to make sure this game succeeds long term. Nothing. Zero. You know why Fighter succeeded as much as it did? The game was fun. Long term. The gameplay was fun enough to keep people going back. The gameplay for Sparking Zero is fine. You haven't given us enough content. Sparking Zero is a game that's going to rely on content for longevity. Sparking Zero's gameplay isn't intuitive enough to keep people from playing it over and over. That's just how it is. That's just the unfortunate truth. Why do you think people kept playing Tenkaichi 3 for 17 years? A, because it's fun. The gameplay loop is good. B, it makes you feel like a Dragon Ball character. Alright? And Tenkaichi 3 is a single player game, unless you play with friends locally. Okay. 17 years. The most pirated PS2 game of all time. Most pirated PS. Let me just reiterate that. Every time you would log on to Vim's lair, it was always on top 3 of most pirated PS2 games of all time. People keep saying, "Oh, PC stats don't matter." Motherfucker. Tenkaichi 3's home for 17 years was on PC. On emulators. Steam charts matter. That's where the home of Tenkaichi was for 17 years. People emulated this game for 17 years. Don't give me that bullshit about Steam charts not mattering. It matters. Sparking Zero, especially for Sparking Zero, it matters. Just because Tenkaichi 3 has been on PC for the last 17 years. That's just how it is. It matters. You're gonna pretend like it doesn't, but it does. And it's barely hitting 1,500 players concurrent now. Barely. And that's really heartbreaking. That really is heartbreaking. I don't know how active the PlayStation community is because I don't play on PlayStation, but it's getting harder and harder to find matches online on Sparking Zero. It really is. On PC. Budokai 4 next. I would love a Budokai 4. Or technically Budokai 5, right? Not from Dimps. Bro, Dimps animators are crazy. What are you on? Remember when you wanted to get a PS5 just for Sparking Zero? Yeah, well, I liked making content on the game first. But then I played the game when it came out, and I was like, damn, I don't want to make videos on this anymore. Because genuinely, I was hyping the game up, thinking, A, they would follow up on every promise they made in terms of customization, in terms of content, okay? And also, I was basing it off the gameplay that I had experienced at Anime Expo. I'm gonna say it again, okay? You can ask Cherry. About 1 or 2 hours into our game session at Spocom, which was the last demo before Sparking Zero actually came out, I couldn't play. I literally had to walk away for an hour. I sat down, I got up, and I told Dende, bro, I can't do this anymore. I legitimately just can't do this anymore. I got up and walked away for an hour. But in Anime Expo, I played for like 4 hours straight. Straight, bro. Our legs were dying and standing in line for so long. But you know what? That game was fun. The Anime Expo version of Sparking Zero was fun. The gameplay was great. And the demo I'm seeing on my screen right now, it's even better than the Anime Expo demo. Because it had blast combos, it had short dash chains, it had all these other features that I've been talking about. All I'm trying to say is, again, man, Sparking Zero is not a bad game. But it was destined to be so much more. But it just couldn't do what it was striving to do. They had to cut shit short just because of Daima's release schedule. It's so sad. I often wonder how much longer they would have taken to touch this game up without the influence of Daima and the anniversary most likely affecting it. I think it would have been a March 2025 game. I think it would have released this month. Or April. I can see that. Do you think we could get a sequel? 100%, dude. 100%. This game did way too well for them to not even think about a sequel. If I was Bandai, I would think I would be stupid if I didn't think about a sequel. That's why Dim shouldn't make B4, because all they've been doing passively good is maintaining XV2. They've been doing Legends. They also did Heroes. They also did Super Divers. They also did... Now, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Dimps is deadass the most goated Dragon Ball developer. They've been with the franchise since the beginning. They were the first people to bring it to 3D properly. We're not going to count Final Bout. They were the people who made Budokai 1, 2, 3, Infinite World. They made Heroes, they made Legends, they made Infinite World. Burst Limit. Nah, Dimps is goated. Genuinely. I think if they do a Budokai 4, they would do it really well. Their animation team is insane. Have you seen the more like recent Legend stuff they've been doing, bro? It's crazy. They made Street Fighter 4. I trust them. Yes, absolutely. I love Budokai 2's music. Me too, man. Me too. Don't even mention Legends on the same list as the Budokai games. Bro, it's hard to deny that the development team... Well, maybe not the development team itself, but the company has been the same. If they made a Budokai 4, it'd be a gorgeous game. Let's not try to act like it won't be. Legends is a good animated game, though the visuals are okay. But they're very capable of good visuals. They just haven't done it in a very long time. They haven't made a new console game in ages. Budokai's Dimps is lightning in the bottle. I can see that. I can see that. Would have been nice if they got CyberConnect to do the animation for Sparking Zero. I would have liked that, yeah. I'm gonna be honest. The animation work in this game is very bad. There are some really good supers, but it's all very stiff. It's all just presentable. It's all... If you showed the stuff from Sparking Zero to a 3D artist, they would say, A, the model work is okay, the shading work is odd, and the animation work is very stiff. And I'm telling you as a hobbyist 3D artist. You can only imagine what an industry artist would say. Have you mentioned the broken camera shake yet? I haven't. Camera shake just doesn't work in this game. It works half the time, but it doesn't the other half. Let me show you guys. It's very funny. It's also very depressing, because I like camera shake. It looks very good. It actually looks pretty solid when the camera shake actually works. Let me show you. God, Twitter is acting up all day today. What bothers me most about supers in this game is just the lack of impact and inconsistent camera shake most of the time. True. Vegeta early Super Saiyan has the best rush super. Yes, yes, absolutely. Are you talking about the Cosmic Circle where he's like throwing a bunch? He's doing a Hellzone grenade essentially, right? Yes, that's probably the best animated move in the entire game. I agree. Either that or Kid Gohan's ultimate. Let's see here. Where is it? Where is it? I posted it not too long ago. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, look. Once it loads. So, he's doing the super move. Camera shake. Works, right? But then I'm going to do it again. Where did it go? Where the fuck did the camera shake go? What happened? And this happens to like almost everything in this game. This happens to transformations. This happens to other rush supers. This happens to beam supers too. I know Gogeta's final Kamehameha. This happens there too. The camera shake not working is so sad to see. Gamma 2's ultimate is terrible without it. Yes. 100% agreed. This game looks half decent when shit works. It just doesn't half the time. It's just so sad. I can't underestimate how sad this game makes me. I'd argue it should have to be a setting to edit in camera shaking the setting. Yeah, it is a setting. It just doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. Because it's a bugged feature. It always has been. This has been an issue in the demos too. Also, one thing I would like to say, something I just remembered kind of offhand. Y'all remember the Game Awards trailer for Sparking Zero? The first one, the first proper trailer. Hello, Jeff Keighley. Sorry, I'm gonna skip a little bit ahead. Broly's Rush Super looked better here. This is me nitpicking now, but I'm not crazy, right? Let me compare it. Let's look it up, all right? Let me go to Broly. Okay, let's compare. So this is what we have in the game. Oh shit, it's still slowed down, my bad. Lamau. Wait, is this the one? Is this the one I'm thinking of? Am I crazy or does it look better here? The impact! The impact, bro! It's crazy! Also, the camera alignment, it actually centers Broly's face. Camera got lower too? Yeah! What happened? It looked so much better before. Okay, I'll admit I'm just nitpicking now, but come on, man. This game used to be so much better than it is now. Gameplay was so much better. Visuals, again, they're incomplete in the demos, right? So I'm not going to really say much about the visuals, but that super in particular just came to mind randomly. This demo makes me so sad. Oh, blast combo. Oh, super explosive wave from BT3, my beloved. It worked exactly like Tenkaichi 3's as well. You can see that. How, instead of activating a cutscene, he actually just flies away, right? I like that so much more. And, oh god. Of course, Broly gets hit here, but... Come on, man. It's not even fair. It's also the fact that it's running in 24 FPS. Yeah. The camera animation was done a little bit better in my opinion, though. What were they doing, man? What the hell were they doing? I wonder why they scrapped the character flashing in the demo when taking heavy damage. Again, my theory would probably just be that they had to fit the release schedule for Daima, they had to roll back updates to an older build to push the game out. And it just cost a lot of stuff. Caused a lot of issues in terms of things that got scrapped or just... For example, like I was talking earlier, right? Jiro and Android 19, they could not Dragon Dash infinitely in the demos. But they could in the final game when it came out. That's why the tournament was such a shit show. If all this demo stuff got added back, would you be significantly happier? Yes, I would actually have reasons to play the game. Because right now, I'm not finding the gameplay fun. Because of how passive everything's become. Movement's just so gutted. that everybody just prefers to zone instead. It's boring. Really is. I want to go back to it again, but there isn't content for me to play either, other than custom battle. And every time I have hopped back on Sparking Zero for the last month or so, it has been for custom battle. I want to stream this game more. I do, I really do. Why do you think I started content creation in the first place? It was for this game. But there's just nothing for me to do. I don't want to play ranked online because ranked is boring. Just doing the same thing over and over until I get the shiny red logo. It's boring. Give me costumes at least. Or characters, or skills, or auras. Like, let me put a golden aura on Goku, man. Or, like, a golden cloak on Great Saiyan, man. Just, like, little stuff, you know? Things to keep me going back. I think they wanted custom battle to be the main mode, but it's so tedious to make them. Yes. It's baffling how colors aren't even a thing. Yes, bro! The bare minimum would be alt colors. If you don't want to give us costumes, the baseline thing you can do is give us colors. But you're not even giving us that. Which is crazy to me. Does Gogeta with melanin scare you? Y'all remember Black Gogeta from Tenkaichi 3? I used to love that skin. I used to, like, main it. That was my go-to. God, I miss Black Gogeta so much. With the white fur. God, he looked so sick. Black fur. White fur. Black pants and the golden belt. Isn't it funny that the V-shaped aura was only given to a specific bundle in another region? It makes sense. Because we don't get V-jump here, right? It's only given in Japan. But I got it because my friend in Japan got me a code for it for Steam. But I think what upset me about the V-jump aura is that it's only equipable on Saiyans. You can't equip it on anybody else. You can also not equip it on Baby, if I remember correctly, even though he's technically a Saiyan. Made a black version of Gogeta, or Super Gogeta? Nice. Send me that later, I want to see. If I recall correctly, that Gogeta color was one of the first Sparking Zero mods. Deservedly so. I love Black Gogeta, he's awesome. I used to think he was Super Saiyan 5. This demo looks so much better than the release. Yes. Gameplay-wise, 100%. Visually, no. What the fuck was that? Sped up for a second. Yeah, I used to think it was Super Saiyan 5 Gogeta when I was younger. I was like, oh my god, it's Super Saiyan 5. Have you seen the fan-made mod patch? I did. And there's a lot of changes in it I like, but I don't agree with everything. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So I probably won't be... I might test it out. Maybe on stream. Would you guys like me to test that mod out on stream someday? If it's out, or whenever it comes out? Because I really want to come back to streaming. But again, I have zero reason to, because this game has nothing to offer. Chain dashes and key sickness. So I think the key sickness part was what I didn't agree with. And not because I don't want key sickness. I want key sickness back in the game, right? I don't agree with how it was implemented, because the key sickness they added basically makes it so that you can't charge key at all. Or you do it so slowly to the point where key charging is just not a viable thing. But in Tenkaichi 3, it was just an extremely slow key charge. I would still rather have the demo version of Sparking Zero. Me as well, yeah. 100%. I want to play... Bro, please. Anybody at Bandai, if y'all have this demo, let me play, please. I'll sign an NDA and everything. I'll never talk about it. I just want to play it. Yeah. If you guys want me to stream the fan patch, I think it's called Sparking Omega. Yeah, that's right. Sparking Omega. If you guys want to see me try that out, let me know. Oh yeah, by the way, the smile was different. Goku's smile used to look different in the demo. Yo, Dende, am I crazy or is the smile animation actually better in the demo? Look! It's not that goofy-ass smile anymore. It's not that crooked-ass goofy smile. It's a different smile now. There were some visual things I preferred in the demos too. It's better. Yeah, I agree. It used to be better. Eyes are different too. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. God, the demo was so fucking good. What did they do? Why? Bandai, lock in. I'm gonna need y'all to lock in. I want this game to do better because I'm a Tenkaichi fan. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Since Tenkaichi is what introduced me to Dragon Ball, I'm a bigger Tenkaichi fan than a Dragon Ball fan. I'm a Tenkaichi fan first and then a Dragon Ball fan, okay? Bro, look at those short dash chains! Come on, man. It's not fair. I care way too much for the well-being of this game to just give it up, even though I have a love-hate relationship with it, okay? Man, this footage just makes me sad. Except for the visuals. They're incomplete. You can tell because the background didn't go white there. But yeah. What do you guys think about these changes? Do you guys want to see these brought back? I 100% do. Keep playing offline, but like the CPU is just not hard enough. Except for specific characters like Broly Super, it's weird. Yeah, true. I really don't know what went wrong. I really don't. I really want to see these features come back. Almost never see this map online. I feel like anything but Hyperbolic Time Chamber you never see online. Especially if you're on PC, because people just can't run this game. Because it's very poorly optimized. This game, the environments look good. I'm not gonna stretch it and say all the character models look good. Some do. Some look very good, but most are okay. The game should not run as poorly as it does with the things it does. It could just be an Unreal Engine issue though, because I've heard Unreal Engine 5 is a kind of a terrible engine in terms of optimization. Do you think Yajirobe would have still gotten nerfed with the beta version? It's hard to say. I feel like I really need to have the game on hand and play it genuinely to really know. Again, if somebody at Bandai is watching, I'm open. I'm open to playing this game. This version of the demo. Please let me play it. I'd love to play this demo. It looks so fun. Wish we got more of the early Saiyan Saga character differences and not just Goku's bangs changing. But then again, they aren't even colors, so it's whatever. Customization in general is just lackluster, right? Again, this stream isn't to shit on Sparking Zero. I'm just trying to show y'all what the game could have been, what it was striving to be, what the vision was that they couldn't fulfill. That's what I'm trying to show you guys. Because Sparking Zero fans, for some reason, can't get this into their brains that criticizing the game or critiquing the game doesn't inherently mean that I'm saying the game's dog shit. I'm not saying that at all. I think the game is good. I like the game a lot. I grew up on the Tenkaichi series. I'm kind of legally obligated to like this game. But it's not worth $70, first of all, with the shit that's in the game. Or I guess the lack thereof. There's just not much stuff to do in this game. 8 hours of story mode. And then that's pretty much it. Sad that the only big content creators that are playing this is Rhyme and Dotto. Yeah, because nobody wants to play this game. And I'm gonna guarantee you, I'm pretty sure, aren't Rhyme and Dotto only playing with mods now? I'm gonna take a wild guess. I don't want to put words in Rhyme's or Dotto's mouths. But I'm gonna take a guess. The reason they're playing with mods is because the game itself has nothing to do. They probably don't like to play the game because it's just not fun. Yep. Well, yeah, there you go. They're playing with mods to keep the game fresh. Because the game got nothing. Because the gameplay loop, for one, is just not fun. And B, there's just nothing to do. Content's just not there. The way my smile faded when it was revealed we were getting a Destroyed Cell Games map and only not be able to access it through destroying the map? Yes. Bro. Imagine my reaction when I found out that the story mode has a melee version of future DBS Trunks. I'm gonna reiterate. The story mode of Sparking Zero has a melee version of DBS Future Trunks. And he's not playable in the main game. Forget Gohan Black. Why is that not playable? Genuinely, what compels you to not make that a playable character? It's there. You made him playable. But not in the actual game? Just in like 2 missions of the story mode? Why? And then we have maps like the Universe 10 Supreme Kai Planet. We have Destroyed Cell Games. We have a clean version of the Tournament of Power. I'm pretty sure we have an alternate version of the Destroyed City stage. What's going on, man? What's going on with this game? All I'm trying to say is Bandai and Spike Chunsoft, it's time to lock in. Because I've said this before and I'll say it again. Characters are the last thing this game needs. You released 11 last time, and you know how long that lasted? 3 days! 11 characters! Fighters did 1 and that lasted 4 months. 11 characters lasted 3 days. I rest my case. That's all I have to say about that. The game needs content. Give me a reason to go back to it. Give me more game modes. Give me more customization options. Give me reward systems. Genuinely, one of the worst mistakes they could have done, and this is my personal preference, I think they should not have had the characters completely unlockable through Zenny. Because that forced people to not play the story mode. People got lazy and just bought everybody from the shop. The story mode lets you unlock everybody if you just play it. And it's not even a long story mode. It's a really short story mode. I don't know what to even say anymore, man. It's nice to actually be able to put out what I actually feel about the game now. Because I haven't been really making content lately. Obviously due to personal obligations outside of social media, and also there's just nothing to really make videos about. But now that I'm sitting here and actually streaming, talking about the game, I really have to get it out, okay? This game kind of sucks, but I love it. I love this shit-ass game, okay? That's the best way I can describe my relationship. That's all I can really say. Sometimes I go back and play it with friends, and I have a good time, but that's about it. I have no other reason to hop back on. You've given me zero reason to. And I'm somebody who played Tenkaichi 3 almost every day before Sparking Zero came out. Every day for years. Even before Sparking Zero was announced. They gotta lock in. They really gotta lock in. They can't. They really can't keep getting away with this. They really can't. But it works because Tenkaichi game. Wow. After 17 years, guys, we're making a new Tenkaichi game. Bandai, please lock in. Please. I think the DLC delay is a sign of them locking in behind the scenes. I can only hope. I can genuinely only just hope. Oh, natural voice came through. Nice. Have I ever told you guys I have a different voice for when I'm actually talking versus when I'm on streams? How I'm talking right now is more so how I... Oh, fuck. Voice crack. Is more so how I talk in real life or in calls with friends. But whenever I'm streaming, I get very excited and it goes like 5 octaves higher. It's funny. My friends always joke about it. How I do the YouTuber voice. Man, I'm cooked. The brain rot. The content creation brain rot. I'm actually stuck on Goku's final fight with Jiren. I gave up because I kept getting the alternate ending for beating Jiren fast. I don't know what to do anymore. You just fight him really slowly. Really, really slowly. But yes, I have class in 30 minutes. And I think that's probably a decent place to end it. That's what you did and you still lost? Damn. I don't know how to help you, man. Beat him even slower. I don't know what to say. Yeah. That's pretty much everything that I had to show you guys from the demos. At least everything that comes to mind. If you guys find anything else, at me on Twitter, message me or something, comment under this live stream, VOD or whatever. But yeah. Thank you guys for coming by. This was fun. I want to stream more. I may or may not stream Bleach tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on Twitter tomorrow morning. Pacific time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for coming by once again. Later.